If you go to see this movie, it's like kind of equivalent to going to the show, except I'm not there, but I am there, and you're with me on stage, and you're with me, and you're with the crowd that was there. The day of a show is for me, it just feels like any day at all. I just feel like I'm like going to hang out with my friends. Here I go.
Hey everyone, Nikki Novak here, and welcome to the big ticket interview for Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour live in 3D. And I'm so happy to be joined by Billie Eilish, James Cameron, no big deal. How are you guys?
Very good. How are you?
Great.
Doing so well. Here in Vegas, here celebrating your concert film. First of all, tickets just went on sale at Fandango today. So what is it about this film that makes it the perfect movie-going experience?
Well, it's you. Number one, right?
Thank you. It's him. I mean, that's really, I feel like this was just an undeniable idea in the first place.
Yep.
And I don't know. I just feel like the fact that we will have this to go and watch forever, like selfishly, I'm just thrilled that I'll get to brag about this forever.
Well,
and
Billie,
working with him.
You're so proud of your show, and rightly. The show, it's not the movie, the show, right? Which is phenomenal. If anybody that's had a chance to seen it knows what I'm talking about. So my job was simple, just bottle that, right? But my pitch was, we'll do it in 3D. And people will feel like they're there with you, to Billie, my pitch to Billie, that they're there with her and on stage with her and going through her reality in the day of one of these concerts. And I think we captured that.
We really did. You really did. And it was pretty amazing because at first I was pretty standoffish on the, behind the scenes idea because from when I was like 15 to 17, I shot a documentary for like most of my teens, and I was kind of like, I loved it, but I was like, I'm not going to do that again. And the original idea was just a concert film, and honestly, just hearing the way that Jim kind of talked about the way that he saw it and the way that it was impactful is just, I'm me, so I was experiencing my own version of my tour, and I didn't know that it had that kind of impact. And so it was a lot of conversations of like Jim being like, no, I really think it'll be good to have some stuff about your life and the day of, and I 180'd, and now it's like.
And you 180'd on having somebody on stage with you. Because I said, all right,
I was like, no!
Steady cam operator
not.
on stage, every song. And we wound up doing what I think is a brilliant compromise that you had, I think, one number that you had Cole on stage with you, who was this young 22-year-old operator with a gimbal, right? And he was already on stage with Billie for one song. And I said, well, why can't we do that with more songs? And we built a special 3D camera that was so small, it went onto Cole's gimbal. And then,
so cool.
Over the course of the 4 nights that we shot, we managed to get him on stage with Billie and really take you on that experience of being there with her and really, looking over her shoulder at
and it really didn't disrupt the show like at all, which is what I was worried about.
He knows how fast you move.
I mean, he knows me so well, and he had already been on my tour for 2 years, and so he knows all the things I do. He knows everywhere I go and all of my blocking. That I do change though every single night. So
you're a little unpredictable.
I know, sorry, but
but that's the fun, right?
He knew it so well, and he was just able to. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Obviously, people are going to experience this, like you said, in 3D and in Dolby. If you can talk a little bit about both of you, what are fans in for? People that, like you said, like you've always wanted your fans to feel like they're with you in the show. So what are they about to experience with this? And you've said nobody's ever done a concert film on this scale before, and with the technology you're using. So what are people in for with this?
We had 17 cameras.
Wow.
And they were there were cable cams moving around through the air and right on stage with Billie, and then there were other cameras that you already had as part of the show that are on these kind of robotic platforms. They're called agitos, and they were able to get quite close to her as well. So we just retrofitted everything that was in the show with our 3D systems, and that took us a few weeks to work out. And the show guys like Stuart, were so great and so supportive. But in terms of the experience, how would you describe it?
I mean, I think that knowing my fans, the movie theater experience watching this film is going to be pretty similar to a show. First of all, obviously the fact that it's in 3D and it's shot the way it is and it's, as intimate as it is, but also because, my fans like to have a good time and they're like me in that way. And I know and also encourage them to do what they are already going to do, which is sing and scream all the lyrics in the theater. Like, I feel like depending where and what's allowed in whatever theater, like sometimes, like in the past, when I just streamed my album, I had it only in theaters, but it was just one picture with the album playing, and they all were on their feet. They all got into the front, and they were doing like mosh pits and jumping, and so I feel like the movie theater.
Brace yourselves, theater owners.
Breathe, yeah, just so you guys are prepared. But it's all they're the most amazing people, and
they're part of the show.
They're part of the show, and I think that if you go to see this movie, it's like kind of equivalent to going to the show, except I'm not there, but I am there, and you're with me on stage, and you're with me, and you're with the crowd that was there. And also, I'm really excited for people who didn't get to see the show getting to go see it.
A lot of people that couldn't afford it, or they were too far away, or they couldn't get off work, or whatever it is. It's like, I think it's the best of seeing the show without everybody around you screaming and yelling and singing, because they sing.
Well,
and they
might be doing that.
They know every lyric,
Yeah.
right? They know every lyric across all 29 songs. And we had to find in the cutting of the film, in our creative process together, we had to find the right balance of the audience being a partner and a character in the film. And Billie had a lot of very specific input on that, because she knows the call and response moment so well, and I didn't, but she's lived with the tour obviously for over 100 shows. And so it was a real collaboration in the cutting room to get that audience interaction just right. Not too much, but the right amount. But I think that there are times, like in the mix, where we sort of push past the crowd and we just hear the beauty of your voice and the clarity and the perfection of your performance. So it kind of has the best of a live show, but also the best of an album mix in a way. Yeah. Because you were mic'd discreetly enough that you're able to hear the beauty of the words and the emotion coming from your performance. Yeah. And then when we wanted them to be a partner and a character in the film, we brought them in full. And so we also empower that experience, right, which is the fan experience.
Yeah, but also James will tell you that I, throughout this editing process, I'm like, louder, fans louder. I'm way too forward. I can't deal with it.
No,
I need
that's
the
true.
fans to be
Yeah,
That's
I was
true.
going to say, what is it like to see yourself in 3D? You were probably like, oh my God.
No, it's insane. I'm like, who is that person that's right in front of me in this room? And it's me. Yeah, it's pretty surreal and pretty amazing.
Speaking of beautiful, you said beautiful voice. What is your favorite Billie Eilish song, and what is your favorite James Cameron movie?
Ooh. Well, I know them all so well now. I still think there's a moment in The Greatest when you're, kind of like that. It's just this incredible virtuoso moment. I love that song. It gives me chills every time. Another one that gives me chills is the final chorus of TV. When maybe I'm the problem, and I see all these kids who they're so uncertain in relationships, and they've been through stuff even at such a young age, and they question themselves in relationships, and I see them all singing with that song, and I feel their kind of their pain, and I think that's beautiful.
Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, personally, I'm absolutely obsessed with Fire and Ash. Just Miss Fire and Ash. I literally was blown away by that movie, and this guy has spent so many years making that making all of them.
True.
I mean, when we first met, I was like, so what are you up to? And you were just like, Avatar.
That's right.
So much Avatar, just my whole life. And of course, hearing you yourself talk about making Avatar, I just felt very lucky to be in the presence of that sentence even at all. And then it came out in December when we were in the middle of working on this movie, and he was in the middle of doing all this press for it and making this movie. And I don't know, I was very inspired and in awe, and I just absolutely loved that film.
So could you see yourself writing a song for another Avatar movie, if there is another one, or is that the film of his that you would like to have written a song for?
Who knows, man? Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I would love to, work with James again in whatever.
Well, you're acting now,
capacity.
so there's all kinds of possibilities.
All kinds of
But
possibilities.
you did like 3 or 4 albums while I was making Fire and
yeah, literally. Because when did you start making that movie?
2017,
Yeah.
because we shot 2 and 3 together.
That's like when my career started. Straight up. 2017, I was like 15.
An entire body of work, and I
Yeah.
make 2 movies.
I was going to ask for you, what is it like? Because you're used to shooting like either in a volume, you've been underwater, but here you are in a concert setting with 50,000 people screaming. How does that affect you as a director and you co-directing with such an icon? I mean,
I know.
Billie was busy performing during the actual shooting, right? So the co-directing was in the planning. So we'd get together during sound check on each one of the days, and we'd place cameras together, and we'd imagine what it could look like. And we got incredible coverage because we were changing it every day. So I was relying on her. And you see it in the film. You see us blocking and rehearsing and figuring out how we're going to do all this stuff, and getting Cole, the camera operator, in there with you, and making sure that he wasn't going to interrupt or interfere, because it would be so dumb for us to try to capture this beautiful performance and then mess it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I told Cole, if you have to dive into the pit, into the band pit, just dive. Just I'll come visit you in the hospital.
I know. I did almost fully trample him at one.
You.
I did.
He knew to dive.
Yeah, he did. He got out of my way, but I did trample him a little.
She moves. It's so athletic. I mean, if you haven't seen her show, I mean, she is just moving like hell up and down.
Just zooming around the stage. It's a lot of ground to cover. I gotta get moving. I gotta go.
But you play to 4 audiences essentially.
Yeah.
Because it's laid out in a big rectangle and it's in the round, and she'll play to one side, then run over to the other, then run to the end, and then run to the opposite end.
Yeah.
And she gives everybody kind of equal. I'm talking about you like you're not.
No,
here.
I love it.
Billie gives everybody kind of equal time, and she's really great about that, connecting, eye contact, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it took a while to get used to, but I felt like that's part of why I'm really glad we filmed when we did, because I had already been on my tour for
Right.
like
6
a
months.
year.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted, because when the idea came about, it was kind of early on in the tour, and I was like, I want to make sure that it's when I know exactly how the show is and feels, and I want it to feel, and I feel like it's captured so perfectly.
we've asked you this before, but when you go to the movies, where do you like to sit? What do you like to snack on?
Ooh, okay. I have always been like a second row kind of person, like really, really up close. But I feel like, lately I've been kind of like maybe first row of the back section. But I don't know, I always want to be up close. I think that's because like the child in me liked the front row feeling. Like I liked the idea of being in the front row, even though it's here. And then my snack, I love popcorn. I love Junior Mints. I love the rainbow Dippin' Dots, you know.
Red Vines? No Red Vines?
I like red vines if I'm in the right mood. What about you?
Popcorn. A lot of popcorn.
Nothing beats popcorn.
Yeah, but it's just, to me, it should be like a federal law that you have to eat popcorn.
It kind of is.
Seating-wise, it's tricky, because I like 1/3 of the way back, dead center, which is perfect for 3D. The screen kind of fills your field of view, but the sound is optimized for a little farther back. So when we're mixing, I'm farther back to get it perfect, and then I turn the center channel down 2 dB and I sit where I want to sit.
Oh my gosh.
He
Moral of
knows.
this story is we need to go to the movies with you.
Go with me. It'll sound and look perfect.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
Your
sit
hair
on
looks
either
so
side.
good.
Oh
It
my
really looks
gosh.
so good. It looks just perfectly done.
And it's all mine.
Period. Sorry.
Thank you both so much.
You're
And
welcome.
congratulations.
Thank
Cannot
you.
wait to see this
Thank
film.
you so much.
Thanks.
Just a reminder, you can get your tickets at Fandango right now. They are on sale. And also, this interview is now available in podcast form, so you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for watching.